We got her. Big ups to my buddy Matt, my professional tech friend. He said get that big heat on it. So I dragged the oxyacetylene from the breezeway all the way around to the front steps and up and in the house, because that's a serious elevation change out there where there's just a couple steps out here. I got it around, and what we had was everything was in here. The remnants from the remnants from the alternator was stuck in there, and then we had the rest of the bolt. It was broken off right here, so you couldn't get it out. So I made a cut. Once we were on the bench here, I made a cut through there. And then what was I able to do? Oh, and then I cut flush on this ear over here, and then I could get that little section out. Where'd he go on the floor? A little section that was right here. I cut him to the left. I cut to the right and to the left, and I took him out of there, which left me with a flush. You can kind of see my saw actually bit into the bracket a little bit. Flush end to this stud, like that, and he was sticking out over here, and I got the rest of the guts of the stuff out, and I could not. Figured I'd just drive him out this way rather than sucking all these boogered threads through that hole and trying to make him come out like that. I figured he was flush there already. This is an inch sticking out of it. I just keep turning it and walk it out this way. Yeah, well, it wouldn't come. It wouldn't come out, and it wouldn't come out. I'm glad I didn't get real crazy with it. I just had if I had a hex head on it, I would have put the impact on it. I was thinking about putting a couple pair of nuts on there and running it to me with the impact. It would have destroyed this bracket because this bolt had only about many threads, and then the rest of it was shouldered and smooth. So I probably lost a little piece. No, here he is down here. The first thing in the hole flush was the last little remnant of the shoulder right after the threads. So he was never coming through there that way. So I heated on him, and I was coming and going, and he would screw back in this way. Okay, so I sent him back in that way a ways, and thought maybe, well, we'll have to send the boogered threads through, but maybe we can just muscle them through. Oh, and then I see the little mushroom tip sticking out, if you know what I mean. And, well, obviously he's not going to come this way, so I hacked that little shoulder remnant off. And I put a little dab of penetrating oil on, and I literally turned him with my fingers and got him out of there. So our bracket's in one piece. I was told my buddy's father-in-law, he's another professional tech with that many more years of experience, but I was wondering how you were supposed to capture the alternator in a bracket that's all one piece. You can't just draw a bolt down on that and deform this in any way. It doesn't. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. It has these bushings that the bolt head comes up tight to, and then it draws the bushing in, and the bushing has a flared face, and it squeezes everything. Yeah, well, cool, Ford. Maybe in 1995. Definitely not in 2019 in Western New York, where you have, it's not steel, it's probably brass or something, and aluminum, and things are supposed to slide, and, well, that's something that you run out of the ability to get working correctly when everything's corroded. So I freed those up, as you saw me. I sent it back and forth with the hammer several times, put some penetrating oil in all of these. I'm not going to need to worry about any of this garbage because I'm not putting the smog pump back on the truck. It is a 95 truck, which is pre-OBD2, so there won't be any check engine lights or anything. I checked with him. He said, yeah, just cut it off, skip it. You'll need a shorter belt because you won't be running that pulley. And I actually got two belts, one for a truck with AC and one for a truck without, because I didn't know whether my truck had an AC pump. So it does have an AC pump, but we're going to skip the smog pump. So I have a feeling that the shorter belt, the no AC belt, will skip that pulley instead of the AC pulley and come up with some sort of rudimentary arrangement. It may work immediately. I may need a slightly different belt, but I have two to choose from. So this is freed up. I'm going to scrub him with soap and water just for posterity. And while I was working, I had no intentions of stuff showing up before Tuesday, but I got my new radiator hoses, which I've always found to be a good investment, because if you spring a stupid leak, you get a stupid glycol on a stupid new alternator, and the stupid breaks down immediately once again. Don't ask me how I know. So we went with new hoses, and we got our new radiator, and everything came from Rock Auto like day after next or whatever on a Saturday delivery. So I'm essentially gonna see you guys next when I'm back at the truck slapping it all together. I assume there won't be, well, I shouldn't say anything. I'm sure it'll be kind of a pip, but I'm going to need to get some new coolant. And while I'm at it, I'm going to inspect the thermostat because the truck has never made heat, and there's no reason that a big old motor shouldn't make heat. That's one of the first features. So I think the thermostat may be in backward or something. I'm going to double check that before I put glycol in it. But we'll slap most of this back together again and see if we can't cover the end of that and see if we can start it on camera too. So feeling good. Later.